are able to win the series against the Baltimore Orioles. And it has not been pretty. The Yankees have now dealt with a lot of injuries. They went from being really completely healthy just about to kind of when it rains, it pours. And it's all happening at once. COVID being a little bit of a factor, but more so just actual injuries. It's hard to keep track at this point in terms of where we left off after the last episode. At that point, I believe it had been known that Shad Green was done for the season with Tommy John. Now, where it was headed and where it is now is Aroldis Chapman is on the injured list. I think we knew that was coming. He wasn't very effective. It kind of just makes sense, and we'll reassess when he returns. But Clay Holmes, I really hope he keeps that job, like as the guy, the ninth inning guy, or just the most high leverage situation possible. Clay Holmes needs to be in the most important spots, and he got a save in this series clincher, so that's good. But Chapman's out. Jonathan Loaisiga, who has been struggling, is on the injured list now with right shoulder inflammation. So we'll see where that goes. But obviously, his season has been a major disappointment. And so that puts the bullpen in a very tough spot. The bullpen, obviously Clay Holmes has been, otherworldly. But, Michael King has struggled. Michael King has, and he struggled in this series. So he's been on the downswing. And also, you're going to be depending on guys like comes to mind Miguel Castro, Wandy Peralta, Lucas Licky, Clark Schmidt, which I think could be interesting. I thought he did a pretty good job in Game 2 of this series in extra innings, but it's going to be some different names. I mean, Ron Marinaccio actually pitched 2 really good innings in the third game, so it's just going to be mixing and matching. But the bullpen, which was once an absolute strength, is very, very shaky. The good thing, the best part of this team, the starting pitching has been healthy and has been really, really good. So if the Yankees can get that good starting pitching, they will stay in every game, which brings me to the offense. There's a lot of problems there. Namely, Giancarlo Stanton on the injured list with right knee inflammation. So it sounded like it was a calf injury. Now they're saying it's a knee injury, which I think is better. Their hope is that it's only going to be 10 days. Whether I believe that, I'm not sure, but I think there's some optimism that Stanton won't be out for a crazy long time. When you hear calf, that's not great. So the fact they, say this is now more of a knee, sort of a sore knee problem, give him some rest, let him sit, and hopefully he'll be fine in a couple of weeks. So, it hurts not to have Stanton going to this big Tampa Bay Rays series. Also, Josh Donaldson, a lot of news with him with the Tim Anderson situation, and Donaldson is actually on the COVID list now. He was suspended 1 game, which he appealed, so that really has nothing to do with why he's out. It's because of COVID. Hopefully, Josh Donaldson, who had been hitting the ball well, again, all the other bullshit notwithstanding, hopefully Donaldson, just in terms of an on-field situation, returns. He should be back. I would, you have to think by the end of the Rays series, Donaldson will be in there. Joey Gallo returned from the COVID IL, as did Kyle Higashioka. And I'm probably forgetting some names that were kind of in and out. After tonight's game, the Yankees sent down Estevan Florial and JP Sears. JP Sears pitched really well, and I think we'll see him again very soon. He pitched very well in the third game. And it sounds like Manny Banuelos, which it's crazy that Manny Banuelos, who was part of the Killer Bees with Betances and Brackman, but Banuelos, I think he is going to join the team. That's kind of the impression I'm getting, is that he's with the team, and I think he might be placed in the active roster. And then we'll see who takes Florial's spot. Maybe somehow there's a chance that Tim Castro comes back, or maybe Donaldson off the COVID list. Those are, I don't think it'll be a new name. My prediction is that it'll either be Donaldson or Castro that will take Florial's spot on the roster. But the Yankees take 2 out of 3. And obviously I wanted the sweep, and the sweep, they could have had the sweep, but they also could have lost the series. So it's hard for me to say, they definitely should have had that. And, they're going through a tough time right now. So just rather they're able to win the series, you live with that. you certainly live with that. You don't want to combine the White Sox series loss with an Orioles series loss. That's a problem. And the Yankees came very close to losing this series, but they were able to piece it together, get it done, and that's kind of what you're looking for. They had a big cushion to begin with, so you just don't want to you kind of want to tread water, and beating the Orioles 2 out of 3 does that. So now on the season, the Yankees are 9-4 against the Orioles, which is acceptable. If you had been 8-5, then you're getting into a territory that I wouldn't have been happy with. 9-4, I can't complain too much. Would I like it to be better? Yeah, a 10-3 would honestly be a little bit nicer. But 9-4, the Orioles, to be fair to them, they've been playing better this. They aren't a complete laughingstock, so you live with it. But game 1. Garrett Cole doesn't get it done. And look, Cole goes 8 innings. And what's interesting is Garrett Cole, no walks, 11 strikeouts. If you told me that he would go no walks, 11 strikeouts, I'm like, all right, great. But he had one really, really bad inning. And for Cole, look, you got to come through in that spot where the Yankees at that point had just, lost the day before the doubleheader. You want to shut it down. And so this was the Yankees' first 3-game losing streak of the season. What I will say is, I guess, not that it really goes down in the stat sheet, but the Yankees have, because of the rareness of the doubleheader loss, the Yankees have not lost 3 days in a row, but they have lost 3 games in a row. So I guess that's something to keep in mind in terms of days. It's just been two days in a row of losses, but a 3-game losing streak is the most it's been. And that's good because you want to minimize that. That definitely, going with as far as hockey with the New York Rangers, it really helped that they were able to just the losing streaks were very, very minimal. They really were. And for the Yankees, you hope the same. So, like I said, Garrett Cole, not a great outing, especially because he was given an early lead. And, really, as I look at the lineup, there's no more rest roulette. Oh, right. I forgot. DJ LeMahieu, he's not going to go on the IL, but there's a bit of a left wrist soreness situation. I think he'll be back for the first game of the Tampa series. That would be my prediction, is that he will be back in there. But that's something to monitor as well. So, like I said, the injury bug has hit the Yankees hard. So, this game would see Rizzo leading off. At this point, Stanton was still in there. Glaber cleanup, kind of left batting 5th. Long story short, this is a rough lineup. This is a very, very rough lineup. But the Yanks take an early lead, and it's Aaron Judge. Judge has a monster game 1. Really, at this point, you could argue that he's been the best player in baseball. He has, 17 home runs right now, which is like way ahead of the next guy. The next guy probably is about maybe 5 home runs behind him. I mean, he's way ahead of the pack. So Judge homers in the first, gives the Yanks a 1-0 lead. And then in the second inning, it would be a 1st and 3rd situation for Jose Trevino, and he is a definite talking point, more so for game 2, but Trevino gets an RBI single, and the Yankees have a chance to tack on some more, and they don't get it done. Marlon Gonzalez strikes out, and Gonzalez, I guess he's been as advertised. He's versatile, mostly good defensively, but the offense just hasn't really quite been there. Although, he contributed in game 2, but he strikes out, then Anthony Rizzo grounds into a play. So for Rizzo, it's been a struggle. He did homer in the second game, but for Anthony Rizzo, certainly I'd say he's still fighting it a bit. But, anyway, 2-0 Yankee lead. And then the third inning, Cole, who had gone 6 up, 6 down, it gets bad. Double Urias, wild pitch, RBI double Chirinos, and then he gets a ground out, and then it's a single by Mullins, a steal by Mullins, and a big 2-run single for Austin Hayes to give them a 3-2 lead, a single by Mancini to make it 1st and 3rd, and then a Mountcastle RBI ground to make it 4-2. Just hit after hit after hit. Really was in the middle of what was an amazing start. Honestly, you take that out, he was really honestly brilliant. He got no strikeouts this inning. He had no walks and 11 strikeouts in the other 7 innings. Just crazy stuff. So it's 4-2 at this point. But give the Yanks credit because they were able to tie it up. And I must say, Jordan Lyles, he ends up throwing 117 pitches. This is like old school baseball where Cole 110, Lyles 117, and it would be a 2-run homer for Aaron Judge in the 5th inning. So Judge has honestly been just brilliant. It was a one-out walk by Rizzo, and then Judge ties up at 4. But this is where Cole hurts me. Cole in the 6th with 2 outs gives up a home run to Ramon Urias. Opposite field home run, and it's 5-4 Baltimore. So you really want to shut it down if the Yankees tied it up, and that was as close as they'd get. Cole is able to kind of navigate through. Stanton had a pretty big situation in the 7th, first and second 2 out, and he strikes out. And Stanton previously had been amazing, and as we learned, later in the next game, Stanton would be hurt. But Stanton strikes out. Cole's able to get through 8. And in the 9th, Wandy Peralta comes in and gives up a run. Rougned Odor singles. Urias singles, so it's 1st and 3rd. A bit of unlucky. It's not like he was hit hard, but then it's a sac fly for Robinson Chirinos, and the Orioles take a 6-4 lead. Jorge Lopez comes on the closer for Baltimore, and Florial gets a leadoff walk. So you're thinking, all right, good early signs. LeMahieu pinch hits for Trevino, and he grounds that to the opposite side. So LeMahieu, he has not been great either for me lately, and now with this injury, so I hope DJ picks it up, but he's also, in a similar way to Rizzo, is kind of on a cold streak. And then Marlon Gonzalez ends it with a double play. So the Yankees lose 6-4. That's a tough one with Cole on the mound. That loss definitely didn't feel good, but the Yankees were at least able to turn it around in the next 2 games. And the second game was where it got really interesting. The Yankees were very close to losing the series in the first 2 games. And in this one, also not a great lineup. Aaron Hicks would bat leadoff in games 2 and 3. I don't care what the lineup is. He should not be seeing that spot in the lineup. He should not be batting first. I don't care. I'd rather him bat 9th. I'd rather not be in there, but I'd rather him bat 9th. Like, he should not be leading off. No way. It's just, I don't want him having the most at-bats. It's just plain and simple. But Jordan Montgomery gets another no decision. So in this one, it would be the lefties, Bruce Zimmerman and Jordan Montgomery. And Montgomery pitches well, but doesn't really get the run support. And again, it never ends on a high note with Montgomery. It's just frustrating. And partial blame to Montgomery, partial blame to Boone for not yanking him quicker. But look, like last time against Baltimore, I think it was last time. Yes, last time against Baltimore, they do take him out, and then Castro messes up, and the bullpen, didn't get it done. So it's not like it's always a matter of him staying in too long, but usually it is. I just wish Montgomery can finish clean. Either way, though, it's being a little bit harsh because he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 home runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. That's an excellent outing. Honestly, that's a very good outing. So it's hard to be too, critical of Montgomery, who's had a fine season, but another no decision. So Montgomery, like I said, on the bump, and the Yankees take the lead again. And it would be a home run this time for Anthony Rizzo. So Rizzo gets his 11th homer of the year. It had been a while since he homered, and that makes it 1-0. And then in the 3rd, the Yanks would take a 2-0 lead thanks to Jose Trevino. And what a night it would be for Trevino. It was his father's birthday, and his dad had passed away a while ago, probably less than 10 years ago. Definitely less than 10 years ago. But, it's been a while, and it was his dad's birthday, and, it was pretty inspirational and emotional for Trevino, where, his dad was a Yankee fan, and we'll get to that part where Trevino gets a walk-off hit, and his dad was kind of, trying to have him envision that moment, that he'd be in that position, to, 9th inning or extra innings. And, so you could tell he definitely was feeling it, and it was pretty awesome. Trevino is a very likable Yankee, really is, and I like what he's done. Definitely, he is the best catcher on this team. He is absolutely better than Kyle Higashioka. I don't even think it's close. So Trevino homers, makes it 2-0. Then in the bottom of the 4th, Gleyber Torres gets in on the act, and Torres homers, and he wouldn't be done there, but he homers and makes it 3-0. Then in the top of the 5th, you get a leadoff single by Mountcastle, a 1-out double by Urias. So it's 2nd and 3rd, and then Rougned Odor gets an RBI ground out, makes it 3-1. And then in the 7th, Montgomery starts the inning, and Austin Hayes homers to make it 3-2. This game reminded me of the second game of the doubleheader against the Texas Rangers on Mother's Day, where it was Montgomery to King, And it really kind of did go the same way, but the Yankees were able to come back in this one. So Michael King comes on and does not get the job done. It's a one-out single for Adley Rutschman, walk by Arias, and then the former Yankee Rougned Odor with a three-run homer. Odor has really gotten it done, especially in the clutch against the Yankees this season. And that's what we saw with Odor last year. Look, was he good? No, honestly. But he did have a knack for coming through when it mattered in really big spots. And so Odor was almost the hero. It would be another former Texas Ranger that was, but Odor makes it 5-3. And so Michael King doesn't even finish the inning. Lucas Licky does. But in the bottom of the seventh, with Zimmerman still on, it would be Zimmerman's last batter where Gleyber Torres hits a solo shot, his second homer of the game, so it's 5-4. And with two outs, the Yankees get a rally going against Logan Gillespie. Isaiah kind of fell off the singles, and then Marlon Gonzalez zip by pitch, and then Jose Trevino with a clutch game-tying RBI single to make it 5-5. Of course, Aaron Hicks then strikes out because that's what he's going to do, especially when it's a big spot. In the eighth, Clay Holmes comes on, pitches a scoreless eighth inning. In the ninth, Wandy Peralta pitches a scoreless ninth. Bottom of the ninth, 2-on, 2-out. Aaron Hicks strikes out because he's Aaron Hicks and he's a bum. So we go to the extra innings. Clark Schmidt, he would come on and he would actually pitch a scoreless 10th, which is exactly what you're looking for. We head to the bottom of the 10th, and it starts off good off of Dylan Tate. Judge flies out to get Hicks over to third. They intentionally walk Rizzo, and then Estevan Florial just grounds out, and they throw Hicks out at home. Florial, he hasn't done enough at the major league level. I don't think this is someone who's going to be really a part of the Yankee future. There was a time when that possibly was going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Florial, in due time won't be with this organization anymore. That's just my opinion. I think we'll see him again just because injuries happen, COVID, all that, but not great. And then Gleyber Torres strikes out. So we head to the 11th, and Clark Schmidt, to no fault of his own, the Orioles are able to manufacture a run, a couple of groundouts, score a run. And so the Orioles take that one-run lead. But the Yankees were able to get it done. Brian Baker comes on for the save, and Miguel Andujar, who we'll talk about more in the third game, a good productive out. He gets the fly out, gets the over to third, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who has shown the ability to come through in these situations, gets the game-tying RBI single. Marlon Gonzalez singles, which sets the stage for Jose Trevino with hits on deck. Trevino with the emotional walk-off single. And he was yelling up into the sky, "Poppy, Poppy," for his dad. Just great stuff. And the Yankees win. A really nice comeback because it looked bad. But thanks to a Gleyber home run, and Trevino was really just the story of this game, no question. So we head to the third game. And this was definitely the least going on. The pitching was really good in this one. J.P. Sears, making his first start of his career, gets his second win of his career. Sears goes 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. I like what I saw, and I think we'll see him again. J.P. Sears, I think, can be a really interesting piece to this pitching puzzle. But for the Orioles, it would be Tyler Wells, who pitched pretty well. 5 innings, 2 runs. Gave his team a chance. And let's just go straight to the 4th inning. That was the only inning where there was runs scored. And it would be an Aaron Judge, of course. Judge is involved. The ground rule double. Rizzo lines out, doesn't get the runner over. Gleyber with a nice single. It was hit so hard, though, the Judge couldn't score. And then the big hit of the game, Miguel Andujar. And this is someone who needs playing time. He deserves playing time. Look, is he a great fielder? No, he's not. But the Yankees need players that can hit, and he can hit. We saw it in 2018. Let this guy have a chance right now. The Yankees are beat up. Not for nothing, Joey Gallo hasn't really gotten it done, but it doesn't even matter at this point. Stanton is out. So with Stanton out, that opens up a spot for Andujar to DH. So it seems like he either play left or DH. So Andujar, even against righties, he should be in there. And just off the top of my head, in this Rays series, the first 2 are lefties. So Andujar will get his chance, and hopefully he can, in limited opportunities in recent years, he hasn't fully gotten it done. But he has it in him. Injuries have hurt as well, of course. So Andujar, big RBI single, and then he's involved in the second run. He steals second, and Rutschman throws it into the outfield, and so Gleyber scores. So really, Andujar was responsible for kind of both runs. And so the Yankees take a 2-0 lead. Sears pitches 5. Marinaccio comes on and pitches a really good 6th and 7th. 1, 2, 3 innings in the 6th and the 7th. In the 8th, Lucas Licky, a ground out, a walk, a strikeout. They bring in Miguel Castro. which I agree with that decision. And he strikes out Austin Hayes. And then Clay Holmes. It got a little bit interesting, not because of him, because of Aaron Hicks. With 2 out and a runner on first, Odor hits a fly ball to center, and it drops in front of Hicks. He does everything wrong. He does everything wrong. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I do not like Joey Gallo at all. And it's like, how am I even questioning who? Aaron Hicks at this point, and again, it's recency for sure, because if we're being honest, Gallo is atrocious, but Aaron Hicks, just be gone. Be gone. I mean, he's been on this team long enough. And the sad thing, you know what it is with him? With Gallo, I know that there's a very, very good chance that he's gone after the season. With Hicks, we don't know that. And that's the scary part. Aaron Hicks might be a part of this for a few more years, which is scary. But anyway, because Clay Holmes is so good, what does he do? He doesn't let it bother him. He strikes out Jorge Mateo, and the Yankees win it 2-0. Clay Holmes, his ERA drops to .38. The guy is just ridiculous. And now the Yankees head to Tampa for a 4-game set at the Trop. And this will be a series that features Nestor Cortez versus Ryan Yarbrough. You don't hate that matchup from a Yankee perspective. Game 2, Jamison Tyone versus Jeffrey Springs. Jeffrey Springs has been really good for the Rays, so that won't be easy. Cole versus Kluber, that's a fun one, which, look, if you're the Yankees, you got to win that one as far as I'm concerned. And then the last one is Severino versus McClanahan. And McClanahan's been really good for the Tampa Bay Rays. So a lot of good pitching I see here. 3 lefties for the Rays, all except for Kluber. So for me, I'm looking for the split. 4-game set. Yankees are ahead of the Rays by 4.5 games, 4 on the loss side. Give me the split. And I will definitely walk away with that and really be okay with it. But it won't be easy. I would be surprised, knowing the state of the Yankee, lineup. Forget about the bullpen. The lineup is just so rough right now. And the Rays pitching is always so solid, especially at Tropicana Field. It's going to be tough. Let's see if they can scrape out a couple of wins. Maybe I'm being pessimistic, but I just think looking at the standings, being 31-13, you can afford that. You're not the one chasing them. So you don't want to lose 3 out of 4. All of a sudden that happens, and the Rays are 2 back on the loss side. So this is a pretty big series. First series against the Rays. They're 26-17, playing some pretty good ball, and let's just see what happens. So this will be fun. But again, Yankees injuries really, really piling up, and that's a major, major, major storyline.